All right, fantastic. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee with Marcus and Mark. Mark, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Marcus. Good morning, everyone.
All right, I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. The markets definitely had a blast on Thanksgiving because, Mark, last week they closed up, right? They had a good week.
Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot of volatility, but the markets just kind of edged higher throughout the week, and the S&P and the Nasdaq finished at record highs. The Nasdaq was up 1.6%. I mean, it was pretty impressive for a holiday week. Normally, it's just quiet, flat, and nothing to write home about.
Absolutely, but look at this, and even this morning there's a follow through in the market. So looking at the markets here, the E-mini S&P is up just a little bit, but it is around the unchanged mark here. Same with the Nasdaq and also the Dow. So there's no drop off today. And I saw this morning that we had some record numbers coming in. It seems that Black Friday went really, really well for retailers. That we set a new record.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a pretty good end of the week and weekend for retailers. So we'll see how that affects things. But so far, kind of a muted start. Maybe some of the enthusiasm was priced in because I know that retail sales, heading into Black Friday were pretty solid. So maybe they were kind of anticipating it. But we'll see what the markets do once they pick up today.
Yeah, absolutely. But you see, it's also always a very good sign for the economy because I know that many people are watching Black Friday and saying, you know what, if everybody is spending money, that's good for the economy. And it means that it's not only good for economy, also means that the economy is doing well because if everybody would be concerned, we would hold on to our wallets. And we had this a few years ago where retailers said, wow, Black Friday was pretty disappointing, but not this year.
True.
All
And we
right.
also have Cyber Monday. So we'll
And
see how
today,
Cyber Monday goes.
hey, before we look at the calendar for this week, so what did you buy on Black Friday, or what are you going to buy on Cyber Monday?
For me or for the group or both?
Now for you. Yeah, for the group as well. I mean, if you guys have bought anything, just let me know here in the chat. Absolutely.
You
Uh,
know what I bought, Marcus? My friend, his name's Dr. Jakewish, and I went to college with him, and he has a company where he actually created these very sophisticated devices to increase bone density for people who were elderly, and he put together this like pretty impressive resistance band system. And I know that like there are different resistance band systems for working out there, and similar to some of the ones that you might see, but it's really sturdy, tough, like pretty good product. And so I had decided to buy one of those on Black Friday, get some
oh.
working out going.
All right. Well, fantastic. Well, I bought. Let me see. Yes, I bought a computer for Julius. He'll
Oh,
get it
hey.
for Christmas though. Yes, he needs a new one. He still has a Chromebook that he had for 2 or 3 years, and it's falling apart, and he needs it for school. Anyhow, so let's take a look at the calendar for this week. And wow, this week is another big week for Fed members. I mean, pretty much every single Fed member we have is speaking this week. I mean, look at this. Today we have Fed member Kashari speaking, Dudley speaking. He's also speaking again tomorrow morning. Then we have Fed member Harkis speaking. We have the Treasury Secretary speaking. We have Fed Chair Yellen testifying in front of the Senate here. We have Fed member Qual speaking, Kaplan speaking. I mean, everybody seems to be speaking this week.
Yeah, busy for Fed commentary for sure. The new Fed chair being sworn in February, so it's kind of, out with Yellen and maybe setting the stage a little bit. I don't remember the first week of December being just full of Fed commentary. So maybe it's part of the transition, or maybe it's just standing out right now because of the transition. But definitely heavy with Fed comments. And a decent economic calendar, though. There are a couple of red flag reports and things to pay attention to as well.
Yeah, and most of the FOMC member speeches are in the afternoon, so they don't affect us too much. But yes, we do have Yellen's speech or the testimonial on Wednesday morning. So this might be a red flag report, as it is stated here. And other than this, yeah, there are quite a few meetings. And also we need to keep an eye on the OPEC meetings that start on Wednesday. And I believe they're on Wednesday and Thursday, right?
I believe that is
I
true.
believe it's 2 days. So we'll talk about this as we get closer here. But yeah, so today, no, we have the new home sales coming out, and again, it's one of these orange reports. There was a time when we were probably paying more attention to new home sales. I mean, especially after the mortgage crisis, where everybody wanted to see, okay, is the real estate market coming back? Right now, it's an orange report, but just keep it in mind. And this is what you always see. If this report is an important report, you will see that the markets are getting quiet right before the report. And if you don't see anything happening, then you could trade through this report since it's an orange flag report, Mark. Or what is your take on this one?
Yeah, and starting the week 2, the focus is going to be on retail anyway. So I don't see that there's going to be any surprise. It's really going to be a market mover today, even if sometimes you do pay closer attention to it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, this morning started off trading our Seahawk strategy on the E-mini S&P on a crude oil. So right now we have 2 orders in the market. This is the one for crude oil. So for crude oil, we are trying to buy at 58.32 using a 6-tick profit target, 11-tick stop loss. Oh, it seems that we might get filled here. There we go. Oh, not yet. Well, this, as you know, limit orders are not guaranteed a fill. As you can see, there's 140 people in the queue here with us. Now we are filled, and automatically our bracket orders are placed. The bracket orders are for our profit target. 6 ticks above the entry, and then we have our stop loss, which is down here. I'm going to let this stop loss disappear in a moment because we always want to make sure that the markets don't see that they can go down there. So the only way to go is up. It's one of the trader tricks. Anyhow, we also have our next order in the market here right now. Because if this trade is a losing trade, we want to double up and then enter here again at 58.19. So we'll see how this trade works out. We also have the E-mini S&P. So we have an order in the market here for the E-mini S&P at exactly 2,600. I mean, that's an interesting trade. So we'll see how this works out. S&P right now rather muted. And Mark, you said it. Right now, everybody's probably waiting for the open here. So not much going on here in the mini S&P. So we are in a trade. And so with the Seahawks strategy, it has an incredibly high winning percentage. And because of that, there are very few consecutive losing trades in a row. And this is where we noticed that the probabilities of having a winning trade after a losing trade actually increases. And this is why we're doubling up here after having a losing trade. So if this trade turns out to be a losing trade, we're doubling up, and we'll see how the next trade does. So, I mean, we have been trading up to, I believe it was 34, not enough to reach our profit target. So we are now trading 7 ticks below, 8 ticks below. Our stop loss is at 11 ticks. So we'll see how this trade does. The mini S&P right now, not very active, so it will become active probably in a few minutes as we are opening the market. So we are a minute away from the official open of the markets here. So, okay, I should hide the stop loss. That is the trick. Okay, so I'll show just everything so that you see how it works. If you're getting stopped out, we are trying to re-enter right again at 58.19. And for those of you who have access to the Rockwell Trading Club, you know how the Seahawk strategy works. So for those of you who are mastermind members, you know that this is one of our favorite strategies to trade right now. And here we are risking 11 ticks, trying to make 6. There we go. So the first trade did not work out. Let's see. Oops, that is the wrong direction. What's happening here on the second trade? And again, we have another order in the market if the second trade doesn't work out. So this Monday morning, we start with a loss, and it can happen, right? I mean, the important thing is right now, just keep following the plan. And this is what we keep stressing, especially with our coaching students here in our mastermind and in a circle where we say, all right, you gotta follow the plan. Right now, there's absolutely no need to panic. I mean, Mark, we have had days where we had what, 6 or 8 winning trades in a row. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. So here, if you start
Absolutely.
with a losing trade, or even if you have 2 losing trades, I mean, it's only down $220. That's nothing. I mean, we have had days where we made easily what, 400, 500, sometimes even $600. So this is just part of trading. So Steve is asking, you seem to have started trading before the market is actually started. Please explain why we have begun trading. Well, Steve, so we are doing a lot of testing and we are looking at our trading logs to see when are the best times to trade. And we figured out that the best times to trade for this particular strategy here is between 9 and 10 Eastern time. So this is why we started a little bit earlier here. And as you can see, we had a losing trade, and right now, crude oil is going a little bit all over the place. Crude oil definitely active this morning. 2 more ticks, come on, you can do it. 1 more tick, and then we made our money back. So if this works out, so the idea here is with a 6 tick profit target, we would make $60 per contract. On 2 contracts, we would make $120. So if this trade turns out to be a winning trade, we would make back the money that we lost earlier and have $10 left, which would cover commissions. So we'll see how this trade works out. The indices are opening rather flat. I mean, I don't see anything exciting going on there. Come on, 1 more tick. Crude oil. There we go. Come on, come on, fill us. Give us a fill. We are trading at 58.25. Not yet enough to get us out. There's another 160 people, now 120 people who want to sell at this price, and we are in queue. Limit orders are being filled in order they have been received. So it's according to the FIFO principle, first in, first out. And there's still another, when we were trading there were another 75 people I saw there. Right now, 170. So we should be pretty much next in queue. 1 more tick up there, and we should be good to go. Now, Mark, this is where it might be very tempting to say, "Oh my gosh, let's move our stop to break even or something like this." So a newbie trader might right now mess with the stop loss and profit target. What's your take on this?
Yeah, and I mean, this is where it depends on the trading strategy, because for me, if we're looking at a trend following strategy, I don't mind moving my stop to break even. But with a scalping strategy, since our entry is at 58.19 and our target's at 58.25, there are many times where I see it bounce around in those prices. And if we adjust our stop to break even, I find that oftentimes you could get out at break even, then get a move back up and take out your target. And so you're actually missing out on more winning trades. So for me, with this strategy, that's not something I do. Right now, we're not focused on the simple strategy trades, but like with a simple strategy, we're looking at a target that is 15% of the average daily range. And so when we're looking for this bigger target and then it makes its move 2/3 to that value, at that point, you're covering a decent amount of ground, not just a couple of ticks. So for me, this isn't one to mess with. We just let it go, do its thing, follow the signals.
Yeah, because this is also what we have been testing, and this is where a trading log is so helpful, because in the trading log, you would write down these observations. So, for example, on this particular trade, you see right now, if you had moved your stop loss to break even, you would have been gotten out here at break even at this point, because you saw that it was trading right there. So write this down as an observation, and this is what we noticed in our trading, that it didn't really help our cause. This is exactly what Mark just said. So in our trading, we saw that it is more beneficial to us if we leave our profit target where it is. Of course, it's disappointing when we have hit 58.25 here several times, and now we see the trade going in the other direction. But this is one of the very few and rare occasions where this happens. And you see, based on when you place the trade, you might have already gotten out. So we never know of what's happening here. So E-mini S&P also getting closer to a potential fill. Crude oil here right around our entry point, a few ticks up, a few ticks down. So we will see. And we will be trading this until 10 a.m. Eastern time. So again, Steve, we started at 9. And based on our testing, these are the best times to trade this particular strategy. Now, for trading the boomerang strategy, which is trend following strategy that we like to trade in the NASDAQ here, This is where we are trading after the markets open. So this is where we're trading that strategy between 9:30 and 11 o'clock. So that's what we do here with the boomerang strategy. Anyhow, so that's what's going on here this morning. So we will see how this trade will work out. It can be a winner, it can be a loser. It doesn't matter. We are just following the rules and placing the trades according to the rules. All right, so that's what we got here this morning. And Mark, do you have any additional comments? Anything that I should have mentioned and forgot?
I think you handled it perfectly, Marcus, but I hope everybody enjoyed the holiday week and you're all refreshed and had nice time with the family and some great food, and you're ready to tackle a great week of trading.
Absolutely, absolutely. And also this morning, some binary options have already fired, Mark. So I saw that the gold trades went out.
Yes. Yep, we have two signals. Gold has triggered, and so we're hoping to get filled and have a nice one there. Crude oil has not triggered. Right now, it doesn't look like we will get a trigger in crude oil, but we still have a lot of time. If crude turns the other way, then we might see a signal triggered there as well.
Yeah, and I mean, crude had quite a run. I mean, we have been scratching here on Friday, $59 per barrel. I mean, last week it was a fantastic run for crude oil, wasn't it?
Yeah, up 4%.
4% in a week. Well, it's not what we like to see at the pump, but hey, with trading, it's always good to see a lot of volatility here. And this is definitely what we're experiencing in crude oil. And also gold has been active here this morning. I mean, if you look at gold, and this is the last thing that we want to look at here, we see that's almost up 1% here this morning. So gold is on the move.
Yep, getting back closer to 1,300.
Absolutely. All right. So anyhow, this concludes then this morning coffee with Marcus, and we will see you again. You have a fantastic Monday. And for those of you who are in our Inner Circle and Mastermind, we do have our coaching session later today. So at noon, we'll have our coaching session for our Inner Circle and Mastermind members. All right. We will see you then. Have a fantastic day.
Happy trading, everyone.